I'm Patty Ann Brown. This is the Fox Report. Right now, all eyes on Indiana ahead of a crucial Republican primary Tuesday. A win for anyone other than Donald Trump could force a contested convention on the GOP side. So how will the Hoosier state vote? The latest NBC News Wall Street Journal poll shows Donald Trump with a double-digit lead over Ted Cruz. But this poll, ending just days earlier, shows Cruz with a 16-point lead. Of course, we won't know until people actually vote. So let's bring in our political insiders. John LeBoutillier, former Republican congressman for New York. Pat Cadell, a former pollster for President Jimmy Carter and a Fox News contributor. And Doug Schoen, a former pollster for President Bill Clinton and a Fox News contributor as well. Welcome to you all.
Thank you.
Doug, who's going to win Indiana? And if it's Trump, does this wrap it up?
Yeah, I think it will be Trump. I put greater credence in the Wall Street Journal Marist poll than I do the other poll you cited. I think it will almost certainly wrap the actual delegate count up if Trump wins. And I think he is headed towards being nominated, but there are a lot of hurdles along the way.
Yeah. Trump won big last week, but he still has to really keep on winning big, Pat, in order to get to 1237. What does last week tell you about the way it's going?
It was an unbelievable stunner, actually, if you want to know the truth. I mean, he won every state, all 5 states. The lowest percentage he had was around 55 in Maryland. He had 2 states over 60%. He was winning Republican women, not quite as much as men, upper-income Republicans. He swept. He won the New York suburbs with a majority of the vote. He won the Philly suburbs with a majority. And you would think if he were having trouble with Republicans, that's where it would be. But it was across the board. He was taking very conservatives, somewhat conservatives. He was taking evangelical voters, for instance. I mean, all kinds of things. And you look at that, and no one predicted he would come out, even after New York, with those kinds of margins. Yeah. And it gave him momentum. And I think it reflects one quick thing. Ever since Wisconsin, after Wisconsin and he lost, he got on this rigging of the system issue. He went to the thing that is viral with voters, a corrupt political system. Yeah. And he has ridden that this far, although he seems to be departing from it this week.
John, what do you think about this whole rigged system argument? Is that the winning message for Trump?
It has been, but then we have this week, we have other things that have happened this week. And what we don't know in the polling is what these 3 things that took place. The deal to keep Kasich out of Indiana, which is a weird deal by itself, and the Kasich's behavior about it. The non-deal and all that. We have the announcement of Carly Fiorina as a running mate. And then I think the most significant one was John Boehner coming out at Stanford University at the end of the week, comparing Ted Cruz to Lucifer, which when I heard it, I said it's the best break that Ted Cruz has had in weeks, because we know from previous polling among Republican-based voters, 60% of them distrust Boehner and McConnell terribly. So to have Boehner come out and say he's the most miserable SOB I've ever worked with, right. He makes Lucifer look good.
Did he use it the way he should have, John?
Well, Cruz hasn't used it, as far as we know.
He's been referring to it.
But not enough. Yeah. He should be running TV ads with that clip in there, and then Cruz himself looking in the camera and saying, the reason the former speaker hates me so much is because I'm the only one who stood up to Obama and tried to stop Obama.
By the way, given that Saturday Night Live light skits that they had for the White House Correspondents' Dinner with Boehner and the president, I swear to God, if I had been Cruz, I would have been up this morning with those spots, along with what you're saying, and I would have been driving this, because when he finished so badly in the 5 primaries in the northern region, where he was running 10, 11%. Yeah. His anti-establishment credentials had disappeared. Another consequence of Trump's attacks. That would have given those back to him.
Doug, yeah, he has mentioned, Cruz, that, look, he hates me because I won't cave in on my conservative ideals. I was, blocking him from his agenda. Sure. Is this going to work for him?
Here's the problem, Patty, and it's what John and Pat were alluding to. Cruz has lost the battle of the narratives. With the Kasich deal, the Carly Fiorina deal, attacking Trump on the bathroom issue, then coming back to this, there is no clear theme, argument, or message to what Ted Cruz is talking about. It's why I think he's going to lose, and why, and we'll get to it, I know, both today and in future weeks, the issue of the rules challenge stands so large at the convention.
Right.
But candidly, when you look now, this is Donald Trump's race to win. He's driving the message, and it is Trump who is controlling the narrative.
Yeah, let's go back to that Cruz and Kasich teaming up. They were trying to stop Trump from reaching 1237. Let's show a poll that we have. This move not going over well with the public, as we've mentioned. So, John, their whole goal here is to get a contested convention and then kind of start from scratch.
Right.
But you've obviously got Trump supporters who are saying, look, we'll just sit it out if it's not our guy. We think it's unfair. Does it have to be Trump at this point?
Well, it doesn't have to be, and it may not be. We don't really know yet. We'll know more on Tuesday, as we said. That deal, first of all, the word is bad. Okay, it fits the thing Pat brought about. Yes, the idea of rigged systems, dirty deals, behind the scenes, guys trading off, you take this state, that state. This is not the way to go. And not this year. They want the public wants openness. They want no BS. They want to be told the truth. And they perceive Trump, him, the voters, the Republican voters, as telling them the truth.
Well, and the consequences of those numbers you could see are that I was looking again at Pennsylvania and Connecticut's exit polls because I think they were both interesting. But the number of Trump voters, it was in the 70th percentile in both states, who said they would not vote if Cruz or Kasich were the nominees.
Yeah.
Huge.
This raises another very important issue that, again, we'll get to in a second. But it's Donald Trump's ability to mobilize non-traditional Republican voters. I think in Pennsylvania there might have been 500,000 former Democrats who potentially participated in the Republican primary because they changed parties. And it raises the issue that, as John was saying, there's so much tumult and uncertainty in the electorate that a Trump candidacy, while beginning as a decided underdog, could shake up the race if he's nominated in a way that is hard to completely appreciate now.
Yeah.
Let me just make one statement about Pennsylvania, because this is a state I know well, and I looked at it. The Democrats and Democrats have a 10-point registration lead. Almost as many Republicans voted as Democrats. Trump got almost as many votes in Pennsylvania as Hillary Clinton got, which is a stunning result given registration, the fact the Democrats had a competitive Senate race.
Yeah, excellent point. All right.